Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome. I'm Bill Patterson, University Secretary and Director of Governance Support. Graduations are one of the university's most important events, and we are absolutely delighted to resume ceremonies in 2022. On occasion, the university seeks to honour individuals who have made extraordinary impacts upon society through the contributions which they have made. Today, the university will bestow an honorary award upon one such individual. I would now like to introduce to you the people who are here on stage. Seated at the centre of the stage is Dr. John Laker, AO, Deputy Chancellor of the University, who will preside over this ceremony. The Deputy Chancellor is joined today by Professor Shirley Alexander, Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President, Education and Students, Ms. Linda O'Brien, Pro-Chancellor, Western Sydney University, and formerly Principal of Granville Boys High School, today's occasional speaker, Professor Alan Davison, Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, who will be presenting graduates. The other people seated on stage are professors, academic and professional staff from faculties and institutes who have played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. John Laker, AO, Deputy Chancellor, to formally open proceedings.
Good morning. In the name of the Council, I declare this congregation of the University of Technology, Sydney, duly assembled. On behalf of the University of Technology, Sydney, before we begin the proceedings, and on behalf of all those present, I would like to acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands that UTS stands. Similarly, I would like to pay respect also to the elders, both past and present, acknowledging them as the traditional custodians of knowledge for this place. In this graduation ceremony, we will celebrate the conferral of awards upon graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Today's ceremony marks a great achievement for the graduates and recognises the support which they have received from family and friends, many of whom are here today. We warmly welcome you, and together we celebrate the achievement of the graduates. I now ask the Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President, Education and Students, Professor Shirley Alexander, to present a candidate for admission as a Fellow of this university.
Deputy Chancellor, the Council of the University established the honour, the Fellow of the University, to be made in recognition of an outstanding contribution to the University's objectives. Deputy Chancellor, today we honour Monica Law, who unfortunately, due to her health, cannot be with us today. I would also like to acknowledge the family and friends of Monica who are here with us today. Miss Monica Law has been involved with UTS for more than 15 years. During this time, she has supported female Indigenous students in receiving a university education. Miss Law was born in Vienna in 1935 and came to Australia with her parents as refugees when she was 4 years old, fleeing the Nazi regime. Her parents saw the key to their daughter's success in their new country as being a university education, leading Miss Law to complete a university degree at the University of Sydney. Miss Law's interest in Indigenous education was first sparked on hearing two women from Palm Island in northern Queensland share their experiences of discrimination at a Women and Politics conference in 1975, coinciding with International Women's Year. That experience ignited a passion for creating meaningful change. After her retirement as a school counsellor, Miss Law became closely involved with Indigenous advocacy initiatives, including the Aboriginal Education Council and the Roberta Sykes Black Women's Action in Education Foundation, now known as the Roberta Sykes Indigenous Education Foundation. Ms. Law's contribution to the scholarships led to her involvement at UTS after the foundation assisted UTS alumna and current Director of Jumbunna Research, Distinguished Professor Larissa Berendt, AO, to study at Harvard University. Soon after, Ms. Law started to support the Jumbunna Institute for Indigenous Education through the establishment of the Monica Law Scholarship in 2000, which was the first externally funded Indigenous scholarship at UTS. Ms. Law took a keen interest in each of the recipients, engaging them regularly through their studies and after their graduation. One of the first early recipients of that scholarship, Rebecca Mcgraw, was the first of her extended family to study at university, and she graduated with a Bachelor of Laws and a Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. In 2012, Ms. Law was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, which had led to her deteriorating health. Since that time, UTS has been very fortunate to have Ms. Law's nephew, Tim Gow, and his wife, Kim, heavily involved in managing what is now known as the Schiff Family Scholarship that was formally established in 2017. This perpetual scholarship is to fund annual 3-year undergraduate scholarships and an honours year scholarship to female Indigenous Australian students at UTS. The scholarship was established in memory of Miss Law's parents, Johnny and Fritzy Schiff. With its vision, beyond good intentions and towards the transformational, the Schiff Family Scholarship has transformed the lives of many women, including Candice Dower, who dreamed of becoming a midwife and helping other young Indigenous mothers. Through the scholarship, Candice was the first Indigenous midwife to do a placement at Sydney's Royal Prince Alfred Hospital. Ms. Law's dedication to providing educational opportunities for female Indigenous students has been unwavering, and her advocacy of educational opportunities aligns strongly with UTS's commitment to social justice. It is a great honour for the University of Technology, Sydney, to award Miss Monica Law with the Fellow of the University for her outstanding contributions to supporting female Indigenous students. Deputy Chancellor, in recognition of her outstanding contribution to the University, I ask you to admit Monica Law as a Fellow of the University. I would now like to ask Rebecca Mcgraw, the past recipient of the Schiff Family Scholarship, to the stage to accept the award on behalf of Monica and her family.
By the authority vested in me by the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I admit Monica Law as a Fellow of the University.
And I'm very pleased to now invite Rebecca Mcgraw to speak.
Thank you. I begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land upon which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and pay my respects to elders past and present, and I extend that respect to all of my Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander brothers and sisters who are here today. I was born and raised in central New South Wales, on Wiradjuri country. As one of 9 children, none of my immediate family, or even my extended family, had ever been to university. I have a distinct memory of a moment in time during my adolescence when I realised the significance of education, for me personally, as a means to evade what I felt would otherwise be my path. And after attending the Indigenous pre-law program and reflecting on the reality of First Nations people within this country, I also began to understand the importance of an education to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. There is, however, only so far a belief in social justice alone will take you, and there really are no words to describe the profound role that Monica Law, initially through her scholarship, but ultimately through her love, friendship, and commitment to the education and empowerment of Aboriginal women, played in facilitating my dream of achieving an education. I know that I'm not alone, and that Monica has transformed the lives of many other women just like me. Having someone who believed in me the way Monica believed in me was the greatest gift. And as the recipient of that gift, I made a decision that I would share my education with others. To this day, I view my education as a community resource, a gift to be shared. Such is the legacy that Monica created through her scholarship. And for the past 12 years, I hope that I've done that by working as a criminal defence lawyer with Legal Aid. It is an honour to accept this award on behalf of Monica. In my mind, one of the most extraordinary women I have ever met and the most deserving recipient of this award. I wish to acknowledge Monica's family here today, Tim and Kim Mcgraw, who continue Monica's legacy through the Schiff Family Scholarship. So thank you to Monica, thank you on behalf of Monica, and congratulations to all of the graduates here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca, and I hope you and Tim and Kim will pass to Monica the love and the respect with which this university holds her and her achievements. I now invite Professor Alan Davidson, Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, to present graduates.
Deputy Chancellor, I invite graduates in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences to stand. Deputy Chancellor, the UTS Council has resolved that the candidates recommended to it by the Faculty Board in Arts and Social Sciences as eligible for awards have completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the Board and have conferred these degrees upon them. Deputy Chancellor, I now present those graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
On behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate graduates on their achievements in obtaining the awards for which they have qualified.
Graduates, please be seated. Deputy Chancellor, the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences has a long tradition of research excellence. We describe, understand and address important research problems and questions in innovative and productive ways. Our research features a collaborative and interdisciplinary approach in partnership with the professional fields with whom we engage and which allows students to submit innovative, creative work. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences receiving doctoral research degrees. The following students have graduated with the Doctor of Philosophy. Deputy Chancellor, I present Dr. Jane Lee Martin for a thesis entitled Secondary Mathematics Education in the Age of STEM, Tensions and Possibilities for Policy and Practice in New South Wales. Deputy Chancellor, I present Dr. Bijoy Kumar Rai for a thesis entitled Pedagogical Practices, Triggering and Sustaining Students' Interest and Engagement in Bhutanese Science Lessons. Deputy Chancellor, I present Dr. Stephanie Johnston for a thesis entitled Trilogy in the Making. Deputy Chancellor, I present Dr. Michelle Marie Platcher for a thesis entitled A Nectography of Starlight Children's Foundation's Online Community, livewire.org.au, Exploring Youth and Condition-Based Selves. Deputy Chancellor, I present Dr. Anne Sarzen for a thesis entitled The Angel of King's Cross, The Life and Times of Dr. Fanny Redding. Deputy Chancellor, we will now present to you our coursework graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences receiving awards today.
From the School of International Studies and Education, the following students have graduated with the Master of Applied Linguistics and TESOL. Huda Muhammad M. Hazazi. Nilima Koza. Xin Yi Xu. Master of Education, Learning and Leadership, Catherine Yvonne Barker. Nelida Zapanta Barrientos. Tara Angelique Cook. Mele si inu ki han gana felize. Jillian Y. Man Ho. Samantha Vanessa Naider. Melissa Jane Roberts. Sarah Rhiannon Thomas. Kylie Ann Thompson. Master of Teaching in Secondary Education, Jason Aguanta. Rachel Beckett. James Ryan Cooper. Tanya Danawi. Elisa Dilera. Shivangi Dwivedi. Madeline Lily Higashino. Michelle Ioannidis. Tala Judah. Antonio Napoli. Kavya Saxena. Lian Tien. Master of Teaching in Secondary Education and Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Education, Peter Robert O'Boyle. Master of Teaching in Secondary Education, Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Hayley Miller. Master of Teaching in Secondary Education, Bachelor of Management with Credit, Leah St. Clair. Master of TESOL and Applied Linguistics, Eleni Malaya Dudukimuola Tapueluelu Afu. Master of TESOL and Applied Linguistics, Extension, Camilo Montilegre Sanchez. Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Education, Michaela Chloe Atienza. Rawan Baghdadi. Angie Baker. Ella Lilia Bader. Tate Anthony Barnes. Declan James Beattie. Christopher Seong Bellavance. Anna Bozinovsky. Lily Rose Burgess. Tyler Cherie Burrows. Angela Tai. Monica Chang. Angelina Victoria Cominos. Isabella Grace Cronin. Sarah Rose Quello. Jessica Ruth Cunningham. Lily Curtis. Amelia Dale. William Mark Devenish. Nathan Matthew Duros. Mia Evans. Minna Kate Corbin Fitzpatrick. Rebecca Elizabeth Flint. Emmanuel Dominic Yorgudis. Yu Ting Huang. Samantha Jantz. Katarina Kamas. Dylan Jack Kaufer. Amelia Rose Kearney. Sarah Khan. Eliza Hannah Kingsland. Diedre Nede Tet Ko. Konstantina Connie Kostoglo. Beverly Mi Bo Kung. Kate Isabella Lee. Tara Susan Leopard. Jordana Levin. Hilary Lim. Jessica Min Luong. Georgia Rose McMillan. Nadine Malas. Mary Jo Elisa Mendoza. Amina Mohammed. Saja Nabulsi. Selena Ng. Chloe Ann Nguyen. Holly Ann O'Donnell. Monica Pinchuk. Joseph Daniel Potter. Hannah Powell. Jessica Yvonne Reed. Peter Bede Riley. Mikala Rulo. Holly Uma Saddington. Jade Senico. Julia Margaret Simon. Aline Sleeman. Akula Smiley. Rebecca Smith. Priscilla Stamatakos. Chelsea Esther Wei Chin Zeng. Yuen Min Thi Vo. Kate Selena Warner. Hugo Winchester. Bachelor of Education, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Charlotte Lee Evet Habib. Taylor Jessica Hudson. Naomi Capucine Sarita Mendez. Lucy Neville. Bachelor of Education, Bachelor of Languages and Cultures, Hail G. Kim. Bachelor of Arts in Educational Studies, Joanna Ho. Jia Wen Wang. Bachelor of Education in Primary Education, Rosemary Elizabeth Brady. Bachelor of Global Studies, Mariella Bunton. J. Akito Clifford. Stefan Thomas England. Tobias Eden Evans. Wendy Louise Fraser. Kayla Nichols. Christopher Henry Noon. Sabrina Pearson. Kira Seckham. Jeremy Xavier Sibukau. Simona Sicoli. Bailey Jane Stevens. Madeline Swift. Renee Tanaka. Georgia Thomas. Ebony Sue Ye Yi. From the School of Communications, the following students have graduated with the Graduate Diploma in Sports Media. Tamarin McGregor. Graduate Diploma in Sports Media, Bachelor of Communication, Digital and Social Media. Sarah Elizabeth Kerrison. Graduate Diploma in Sports Media, Bachelor of Communication, Journalism. Jared Clarkson. Kevin Merrigan. Bachelor of Communication, Creative Writing, Tiana Gulotta. Bachelor of Communication, Digital and Social Media, Jessica Sally Ellison. Bachelor Communication, Media Arts and Production, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Isabel Margaret Laker. Bachelor of Communication, Media Arts and Production, Chantal Caitlin Balaicha. Ethan Bell. Ji Yun Cha. Sharina Chung. Frank Dignan. Ni Putu Talula Edwards. James David Beveridge Elliott. Yi Chien Gu. Diego Gutierrez. Vanessa Jackson. Isabella Lazowski. Ariana Levy. E. Lee. Seshni Carolyn Fotherby McCowan. Javerny Ann McMullen. Isabella Rose Pointer Simmons. Jen Hall Sayre. Max Rainer Sterk. Nicoletta Trombukis. Max Troughton. Henry Rokusuka Wakatairewa. Taylor Wen. Daniel Williams. Hongjun Xu. Bachelor of Communication, Public Communication, Amanda Wickenden. Bachelor of Communication, Media Arts and Production, Yalan Huang. Graduate Diploma in Sports Media, Liam Javier Robson. Graduate Diploma in Sports Media, Bachelor of Communication, Journalism, Jared Clarkson. Kevin Merrigan.
Deputy Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences.
That wasn't bad, but I suspect that some of you still have your mute buttons on, so why don't we give these graduates who have had a pretty tough time the last couple of years a really rousing sound of applause. Much more like it. On behalf of the UTS Council, it is my privilege and pleasure to once again congratulate all of our new graduates on attaining their degrees. Today, in our Great Hall, you have graduated from one of the world's top 10 young universities. Young because UTS is yet to reach its 50th birthday. But the ceremony of graduation is one of the world's oldest, dating back 800 years to the establishment of the first European universities in the 12th century. Then, you would have studied and sat your exams in Latin. Your graduation cap and gown are adapted from the attire of medieval clerics who taught at those universities. But then, you would have been gowned every day just to keep warm in damp and unheated halls of learning. Graduation is indeed a great tradition and a special celebration. As it should be, because graduation marks an important milestone in your lives. The word graduation comes from the Latin gradus, meaning step, and today you take a further significant step in your professional and personal development. University study, while we all know it has its fun, requires a strong commitment to hard work and long hours. Inevitably, too, it involves sacrifices, whether they be immediate career opportunities, family and social life, or for a number of you, the familiarity of your own country. And what has been particularly tough for your graduating class has been the unprecedented disruption of the COVID-19 pandemic. For 2 years, lockdowns and other public health responses have brought campus life to an end, isolated you in bedrooms rather than in libraries or tutorial rooms, shattered your plans for studies abroad. This was not the university experience you expected, and I sincerely regret that. But you have pulled through magnificently. You are graduates today not just of this university, but of that other fine educational institution, the School of Hard Knocks. Your resilience, your commitment will be amply rewarded as you apply your skills and insights in your professional life, but today, the satisfaction of completing a high calibre degree under such difficult circumstances is reward in itself. Enjoy that sense of satisfaction, you've earned it. For all the parents, partners and friends here today as well, this is an occasion of great pride. You have lived through the stresses the graduates have faced. You have all given them your support and encouragement, and I am sure that they would want to acknowledge that. So could I ask the graduates to stand, face their families and friends, and give them an even more rousing round of applause, because they have earned it. Thank you, but I think the parents have won that one. The world that you as graduates are entering is a complex and challenging one. The new normal in the wake of COVID-19 is still evolving. But it is an exciting world. The workplace has become more flexible than ever before. Change is a constant. Digital disruption has become a powerful force. Artificial intelligence is progressing rapidly. New industries are emerging based on global data platforms that are reshaping the way we live, work and communicate. The so-called Great Resignation in the wake of COVID-19 for others is a world of opportunities for you. This world is a far cry from the staid, ordered and insular one that we baby boomers entered. Then, a comfortable job for life with a large employer was seen by many as an entitlement. Your generation, however, will want to test your skills with a number of employers, large and small, at home and abroad. Some of you will even create the organisations in which you work. For you, A job for life might sound like a life sentence. The energies you have devoted to your studies can now be unleashed into today's exciting world. Take the challenges on with enthusiasm, inspire your colleagues, and bring your newfound skills and talents into play. Your time at UTS will have prepared you well. Employers have a high regard for UTS graduates because of your ability to adapt and innovate, to work collaboratively with people of different viewpoints and backgrounds, and to cope with pressure and tight deadlines, and of course, COVID isolation. In a competitive world, UTS graduates are very employable. You now join an outstanding group of UTS alumni, some 240,000 strong throughout the world. Reach out to this network when you can. Many of the alumni will be able to help you in your future careers. And please stay in touch with UTS. Our alumni office is your lifelong connection to UTS, so please keep them up to date on your movements. Of course, your time as a student may not end today. This rapidly changing world will require you to refresh your existing knowledge and acquire new knowledge again and again throughout your careers. Society is transforming to a lifetime of learning to keep pace with change, and UTS is in the forefront of this transformation. Drawing on its excellent research and its close links with industry, UTS is introducing new courses and programs that will support learning and professional skills development for individuals throughout their whole lives. We hope to see you in this great hall again. Your graduation also comes at a time when humanity is facing some profound global challenges beyond the COVID-19 pandemic. Climate change, the scourge of terrorism, the tragic tide of refugees, inequalities in their many unwelcome forms, and now the horrors of war. And a challenge that may touch your professional lives more directly, the loss of public trust in major institutions, whether in government, finance, media, or just big business. The causes of this loss of trust are complex, but moral and ethical failures are at the core. And this, graduates, is where you come in. You leave here today as the pride of this university, as the flag bearers for the next generation of bright minds and responsible citizens. Can I suggest that you make the values of trust, honesty and integrity the guiding beacons for your future development as professionals? How do you do this? Well, let me offer 3 pieces of advice. Firstly, choose your employer wisely. You are part of a new generation that is demanding higher ethical standards from organisations, a generation that believes it has a responsibility to make society better rather than to leave it to others or to the future. Satisfy yourself that trust and a clear purpose of contributing value to society are part of the ethos of any organisation you join. Secondly, identify the values that are important to you and live them in the way you conduct yourself in the workplace and outside. Take personal accountability for your actions and be willing to be judged by them. Speak up, but be ready to be challenged. At times when you are not sure what to do, bring your own strong moral compass to bear on your decisions and do what you believe is right. Do yourselves, your families, and your university proud by maintaining the highest professional and ethical standards. The best advice I can give you finally is that you make your word your bond. There is no more powerful demonstration of your integrity than that you honour your word. Nothing more and nothing less. I leave you with a thought from the philosopher St. Augustine. To ask the question, what do I want to be remembered for, is the beginning of adulthood, he said. The management guru Peter Drucker, quoting St. Augustine, says, "If you think you can answer it in your 20s, you have not yet understood the question." If you cannot answer it by the time you are 50, you have wasted your life. On that note, let me once again congratulate our new graduates on your success. Our best wishes and pride go with each and every one of you. Your degree will open up opportunities for you in any number of roles. Seize them in both hands and do well. I now invite Professor Shirley Alexander, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Education and Students, to introduce the occasional speaker.
Thank you, Deputy Chancellor. Before I introduce our occasional speaker, I'd just like to add my own congratulations. And also to say this is my first graduation in 2 years, and I can't tell you how excited I am to see everyone out there. It brings a lump to my throat to see our students on campus and graduating. Some of you may wonder what happens with your surveys that you fill out during your time at university. And there are many things that happen with them. But one of the things that I do is that I actually sit down, it takes me several weekends, but I actually read every comment that you make. I'm the person who has overall accountability for your experience at UTS, and it's the way that I get to see what that experience is. And so based on that, I just want to say a couple of things, and that is to take some time to be alone today, to reflect on your quite extraordinary achievement, because not only have you mastered a significant body of knowledge, but it's what we sometimes call a hidden curriculum that you have also mastered and will cause you to stand above others. Just to mention a few of those characteristics that I've noticed as themes through all the feedback that you give. One is that it's very clear that you have had to develop, if you didn't already have it, self-discipline to stay focused on study over many years. And as the Deputy Chancellor has just spoken about, through sometimes very, very difficult circumstances. So that self-discipline involves both triumphs and disappointments. But sometimes the most important and significant learning opportunities will have been those that arose through those disappointments and when things didn't quite go so well. And I've read many of your stories. As part of that, you've shown that you have the time management skills to balance your academic life with what would have been for many of you around 100 assessments over the period of your degree. And I know that this often involves competing and conflicting deadlines, different expectations, and in many cases requiring group work. So you've learned, I hope, how to work with others and ways to approach conflict. And each of these is critically important to the future of your working life. So take some time alone and think about how well you've done in achieving that. Our occasional speaker today is Dr. Linda O'Brien, AM. Dr. O'Brien is Pro-Chancellor of Western Sydney University, where she is also a member of the Board of Trustees and a member of the People and Culture Committee. Dr. O'Brien has recently retired from the New South Wales Department of Education, where she served as a principal, school leadership for the past 3 years, developing instructional leadership capacity of peer principals through practices and professional learning that is collaborative. She was the principal of Granville Boys High School, a comprehensive boys' school that serves a socially and linguistically diverse community of Granville, Auburn and Guildford from 2008 to 2019. and the Deputy Principal, Head Teacher of English at Punchbowl Boys High School from 2002 to 2008. She has taught in high schools, primary schools, TAFE in New South Wales and in Queensland. She has served as chairperson for the School for Life Foundation, Deputy Chair of the Sydney Peace Foundation, founder and chairperson of the Molly McDonald Foundation between 2005 and 2009, and founder and chairperson of the Bali International School. Dr. O'Brien is an alumnus of Western Sydney University, having completed a Doctor of Education in 2007. She also holds a Master of Arts from Sydney University, 1993, and a Bachelor of Arts from Macquarie University in 1981. Dr. O'Brien was made a member of the Order of Australia in 2013 for innovation in secondary education and services to the community. In 2014, she was the winner of the local and regional category of the Westpac Financial Review 100 Women of Influence Awards. And in 2018, she was made an Honorary Fellow of the Teachers Guild of New South Wales. It gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Linda O'Brien AM to give the occasional address.
Good morning, Deputy Chancellor. Wonderful experience for you today. Congratulations as well. And good morning, Deputy Vice-Chancellor. Warm congratulations, graduates. This is a wonderful day for you and your family and your friends to celebrate your achievement. It's a great honour for me to deliver this occasional address to you today. I'd firstly like to begin as well by acknowledging the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional owners of the land where this fine institution sits. The Uluru Statement of the Heart so eloquently expresses the rightful claim to the coexistence of sovereignty of the lands in our nation. And I'd like to quote, "This sovereignty is a spiritual notion, the ancestral tie between the land, or Mother Nature, and the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples who are born therefrom, remain attached thereto, and must one day return thither to be united with our ancestors. This link is the basis of the ownership of the soil, or better, of sovereignty. It's never been ceded or extinguished, and coexists with the sovereignty of the Crown." In preparing for today, a day for you to celebrate your significant achievement, I thought about what advice I might give you for the next stage of your life. But then I thought again. I decided to just share some thoughts and experiences, and maybe some of those will resonate with you. Throughout my career, I've realised that narrative is a powerful learning tool. My inspiration has been gained by the relationships that I've had and the adventures that these sometimes incidental meetings have led me to. I've taken up offers that I wasn't expecting from many of these wonderful people, and together we've endeavoured to serve through various initiatives and philanthropic support. When introducing me, you heard my name and some of what I've been up to over the past decades. But I very proudly proclaim that I am a teacher, and I've been privileged to share my life with students and colleagues who've enriched my life in so many ways. My career has fed my curiosity and turned my head in many directions as I've been influenced by the knowledge that I've gained from all the students, all the staff that I've been lucky enough to meet. I've been forced to question my self-righteousness and my assertiveness. Teachers can be a bit like that, a bit bossy. However, opinions differ, I've realised, and I've not met a colleague who doesn't have that strong moral purpose that underpins their righteousness, and they believe that they are working in the very best interests of pupils in the class, and they're trying to achieve the outcome that they want for the students. Sometimes, though, that outcome's not always been very beneficial for anybody. The student may be considered off course, I'm being polite, and not appreciative of the essential knowledge that they must teach. The pupil, too, has opinions and is often curious about something completely different to the content of the lesson. Hence, the complexity of the job and the nature of the problem to be solved. I think this may apply to many jobs. However, education and work for me has always been about the learning. I believe that all interactions in school can enable individuals to creatively approach the complexities of teaching and learning so that students participate in an education that provides them with opportunities to be productive, successful, and importantly, to enjoy themselves. As a school principal, I aim for school improvement that was deliberately holistic, slow-moving and contextualised, allowing the whole school community to develop interpersonal relationships through close collaboration, evaluation, reflection on the initiatives that were being introduced, and further collaboration. A curriculum that encourages students' natural curiosity and gives them some agency over their learning starts with what they already know, and sometimes we exclude what they know. The rich multicultural heritage of the students at Granville Boys was wonderfully fertile knowledge upon which to build a curriculum. And the arts, particularly the creative and the performing arts, was structured so that the students could benefit when they applied themselves creatively and collaboratively to the representations of themselves, their interests, their cultures and their ideas, particularly through music and dance, and in doing, enjoy the success. I believe that a curriculum focus on the performing arts would also provide students with opportunities to critique social interactions and collaboratively develop performances for not just school audiences, but also that challenge sometimes the antisocial reputation that the school had, and to actually build the culture and climate of the school. And why did I do this way? In my doctorate, I tried to do a close examination of myself, my perceptions, my dispositions, my responses, and how they'd emerged over time from the school and from the people I was working with and from the broader field of education and what I was being told to do, which I sometimes subversively pushed back against. So I went back right to my early training at Teachers College in Lismore, which was a long time ago, and it coincided with many political movements. I'm a very proud feminist, and I've been an activist since my student days. I'd like to relate a small story. I was the president of the student union at Teachers College, and I led a team trying to solve the issue of whether or not students should be able to wear thongs. We got 96% of the student vote in favour of wearing thongs, and I was quite proud of that. I mean, there were other issues to solve, but that was a relatively easy one. As well, I've been strongly influenced by various educational theorists who've encouraged student agency and innovation. The other thing that was very influential on my practice was the tragedy that was September the 11th, 2001. It impacted enormously on the Muslim cohort of students at our school. I can remember the day afterwards, we were sitting on the assembly, and a young Year 8 child prophetically told me that we'll be blamed for this, miss. I tried to console him and say not to worry, that wouldn't happen, but unfortunately it did. And so therefore it was really important to support students' sense of belonging and social inclusion. And this framed my leadership practice. With the support of some extraordinary community partners, students participated in learning programs at universities, including a partnership here with the engineering faculty at this university. They did robotics, They did Pacific Islander relations with Western Sydney University. They worked very closely with the architecture students at Sydney University. They worked with the State Library to advise on curated exhibits. They worked at the Art Gallery, they worked in theatres, and they worked with businesses. They ran a cafe, which was called the Pulse Cafe, which was set up and opened every morning, serving breakfast to staff and students. And they also ran a barbershop, which was particularly popular during Eid, because everybody knows that you need to look your best. They also cooked up a storm for the Eid dinner. Sometimes up to 1,500 to 1,800 people attended, all served food by staff, students and family. They performed at innumerable venues across Sydney, including the Opera House and the Sydney Town Hall. The Arabic Band and the Pacific Islander Choir were sought after entertainment for various organisations, as were various bands and hip-hop groups. It was immensely rewarding for all of us. There are many things that are important to know, and sometimes the learning is not always a pleasure, but hard. However, the things that we remember are often those that have affected us either negatively or positively. As a teacher, I always felt that children needed to know what they had to learn, what I was trying to teach them, and I tried to give them structure and scaffold how the content was taught and what skills and knowledge they would need. Sometimes, after all my hard work, like toddlers, they'd upend this nourishment and throw it on the floor. But perhaps even then, it was an effective learning experience for both of us. Finally, I say, though, to those people moving into teaching, make the learning as pleasurable as possible, as it leaves lasting effects that are extraordinarily important. If you're wanting people to remember things, they don't often remember it when they're bored, senseless, and they hate what they're doing. Then they learn something else. They don't like that. They tend to put up emotional barriers that say, this isn't sinking in, I'm not very good at it, I can't do it, I won't do it. Teachers, team leaders and co-workers can be aware the various ways in which people learn different things as they respond to instruction, collaborate, cooperate and contribute to learning. But I also believe, very importantly, that the process has to be as much fun as possible. And if it isn't much fun, learn how to do it another way. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. O'Brien, for sharing your experiences from a highly successful career. What really struck me is that you see yourself as a teacher, as I see myself as a teacher, and I'm sure many people here today, and what that actually means. And my understanding is that you see that the role is to create opportunities, and that has been influenced by your early work as a feminist and as an activist. What came through very strongly is that strong moral purpose. And I think the self-awareness, which links to the Deputy Chancellor's comments earlier, were really important. So I want to thank you very much for coming and addressing our audience today, and would you please join me in congratulating Dr. O'Brien one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that occasional address concludes the formal proceedings of this ceremony. The academic procession is about to leave the Great Hall. Would the congregation please rise for the academic procession?